Hello everyone, welcome to video lecture series on art and culture. Today we are going to see the fifth chapter of Fine Arts NCERT, which is later mural traditions. So in last chapter we have seen about the mural art in Ajanta and Ellora caves. So those were the fantastic and magnificent drawing abilities of people of 5th to 6th century BCE time. So how after this period the mural paintings developed, and what is mural painting and the mural paintings in the southern region of India. So we are going to see all of this in this chapter, and at last we are going to see the contemporary mural paintings which are prevalent in today's time. So please watch the video till end to get all the information given in the NCERT and the contemporary aspect of mural painting. It is very important for the exam point of view. So let's get started. So, what is mural painting? We all know mural painting is nothing but the painting drawn on a wall, and there are several techniques of drawing these mural paintings. One of them is a fresco technique, where a layer of fresh lime was painted or pasted on the wall, and on that fresh layer of lime with different colors, artists used to draw their painting. So, that is the basic idea of mural paintings on the wall. We saw the various paintings on Ajanta and Ellora cave, but after this period also the tradition of mural paintings continued. We see various sites with these kind of paintings, and even sculptures were plastered and painted. So this shows the sculpting and painting both developed simultaneously. One of the important site of mural painting in this period of time is Badami. Badami caves are situated in the state of Karnataka. It was the capital of Western Chalukyan dynasty, which Chalukyan ruler ruled from 543 to 598 CE. The patron of Badami caves was the Chalukyan king Mangalesha. He was the son of Pulkesi I and brother of Kirtivarman I. The inscription found in the cave 4 describes the beauty of the cave and description of images of Vishnu. Uh, the mural paintings of Badami, they are found in very fragmented way, and they are mostly destroyed with the time. So you can see this image. It is an image from image of Queen uh, in Badami cave. So the survival of these kind of image are very less. Very few images survive till date, but the inscription of these caves describe the beauty and the affiliation of these patrons. Show the inscription shows the Vaishnava affiliation and the importance of Vishnu in the images of Badami painting. Hence this cave is popularly known as Vishnu cave. Okay, what were the subject of Badami paintings? The subjects mainly depict the palace scene. One of the important example of Badami painting is of Kirtivarman. The image showed Kirtivarman seated inside the palace with his wife and different feudatories watching a dance scene. So this was a example of Badami painting. It is also observed that Badami painting have influence from Ajanta. We find a similarity between Ajanta painting and the Badami painting. Let us see what those similarities are. Both were sinuously drawn lines. The fluid form and compact composition also shows the similarity of with Ajanta paintings. Graceful faces are also important. The faces of king and queens were shown in a graceful manner. It is similar to Ajanta paintings. The large eye socket and half closed eyes, these are also features taken from Ajanta time. The lips and some facial area of the painting show protuberance. This shows the ability of artists to create volume by simple line treatment. They were able to create the imagery of a voluminous figure by their artistic ability to use different lines. So these are the similarity between the Badami cave painting and Ajanta. Though we do not have very clear picture of Badami paintings, but whatever we have, we see a clear influence from Ajanta time. So after the Chalukyan dynasty, in the history of southern India, different rulers came, different dynasties came, like the Pallavas, Pandya, Chola, etc. But all of them has a common feature, that they patronized art and architecture. So this period of time in India shows a different proliferation of temple architecture, paintings, mural art, etc. So let us see the Pallava kings. Pallava succeeded Chalukyan king in the some parts of southern India. Okay, they also patronized the arts. One of the most important king was Mahendravarman I. He was in 7th century CE. He built 10 temples at Panamalai, Mandagapattu, and Kanchipuram. The inscription at Mandagapattu mentions Mahendravarman I as three names. One is Vichitrachitta. Vichitrachitta means curious mind. Second is Chitrakarapuli. Chitrakarapuli means the tiger among the artists. And Chaityakari. Chaityakari means the temple builder, because he built different temples at that period of time. One of the important example of mural painting is from Panamalai temple. This shows a figure of divine female. You can see this picture here. It is a female of image of a Devi, a divine female figure from Panamalai temple. This imagery also, if you can remember an image of Padmapani from the Ajanta cave one, you can see the form of face and bodily structure are, and the bends in the body have a similar trend related to Ajanta painting. So we can see that the in later period also the artists used to adopt the techniques and patterns of previous generation or previous artists. In the Kanchipuram temple, the paintings was patronized by the Pallava king Rajsimha. In this paintings, all the features were similar, but the use of ornamentation was increased. Next comes the Pandya rulers. Pandya also patronized art. One of the important site of mural paintings from Pandyan time was Thirumalaipuram caves and Jaina caves at Sittanvasal. These are the important surviving examples of mural painting. You can see the two images from Sittanvasal, early Pandya period, 9th century CE. Okay, so few fragmented layers of painting can be seen on the ceilings and ceilings of the shrine and the verandas. So the major paintings can be seen in the ceiling of the temple or the walls of the veranda. Few dancing figures of celestial nymph. Celestial nymph means the heavenly bodies, like the Apsara, we call it in Hindi Apsara. So these images can be seen. So what are the features of these images? Supple limb. Supple limb means the loose limbs of the body. Loose limbs indicate the fluid nature of the movement of hands and feet. Expression on the face, rhythm in the movement. As the limbs were supple, so rhythm can be shown in graceful manner. Slightly elongated eyes and facial protuberance. These are the features of images from Sittanvasal from the Pandya time. Next comes the Chola rulers. See, Chola time period, Chola rulers were the major temple builder in our country. The tradition of temple building reached its climax in this period. So when different types of grand temple were built, so to decorate these temples, different sculptures and paintings were required. So the wall of these temples were decorated with mural art. That is why since the number of temples increased in Chola period, so we see a proliferation and the major use of mural art on the walls of these temples. So it was decorated with paintings. The Chola period lies somewhere between the 9th century CE to 13th century, but they became most powerful in the 11th century. Hence, when the rulers were powerful and influential, they patronized art and architecture at this period of time. So the Chola art also developed during the 11th century at the most. Few examples of Chola temple building is from Brihadeswara temple Thanjavur, Gangai Konda Cholapuram and Darasuram. These temples are also in the list of UNESCO's World Heritage Site. These were built during the reign of Rajaraj Chola and his son Rajendra Chola. See, the Chola paintings are seen in Nartamalai. Most important of those are in Brihadeswar temple. So in Brihadeswar temple walls we see most of the Chola mural paintings. The paintings are on the walls of narrow passage surrounding the shrine. In South Indian temples, the narrow passages were made to move from one area of the temple to the other, and the narrow passage was surrounded by both sides by the walls, and these walls were used as a canvas to draw mural paintings. You can see the example of Chola painting in this form. When we excavated or discovered the Chola paintings, we found two layers there. So the upper layer was from the Nayak period, 16th century. So what might have happened, wherever the Chola paintings were made on the wall, on the same paintings another layer was created, and during the Nayaka period people drew their paintings on above previous layer. So to discover the Chola paintings on the wall, first we had to remove the upper layer. That is why the paintings discovered was not as clear as it would have been if the different layer was not made above it. The Chola painting shows narration and aspect related to Lord Shiva, Shiva in Kailas, Shiva as Nataraj, etc. So since the temple, Brihadeswar temple also dedicated to the worship of Shiva, different life aspect of Shiva is portrayed on the mural paintings of Chola period. See, in this image also we can see it is an image of Shiva in Nataraj posture. Next comes the Vijayanagar murals. See, decline of Chola in 13th century led to the emergence of Vijayanagar Empire in the few parts of the southern India. The extent of Vijayanagar Empire was from the Hampi to Trichy, and Hampi was the capital of Vijayanagar period. Vijayanagar rulers showed their interest for art and architecture, and even for paintings. The early phase of Vijayanagar style shown in the paintings of Thiruparakunaram in 14th century. Two major temples during the Vijayanagar Empire shows the largest example of mural painting on their walls. One is the Virupaksh temple in Hampi. The paintings on the ceiling of mandapa, we can see in the mandapa the ceilings were decorated by the mural paintings. The narrative story of these paintings were three kinds. One is the dynastic story history, another is Ramayana and Mahabharata. One example of Vijayanagar mural painting is the panel image of Vidyaranya. Vidyaranya was the spiritual teacher of Bukkaraya Harsha, one of the rulers in Vijayanagar kingdom. Another site of Vijayanagar mural painting can be seen in Lipakshi temple in Andhra Pradesh. So it is a Shiva temple, and the paintings can be seen on the walls of this temple. See two examples of Lipakshi temple images. One is Dakshinamurti Vijayanagar Lipakshi. Another is ladies attending Parvati Vibhadra temple Lipakshi. So what were the features of Vijayanagar paintings? They evolved a pictorial language wherein faces are shown in profile and figures and objects in two dimension. See, look at these images. Let me change the color. This is also not visible. Okay, so these faces are shown in profile, side profile. So this is a unique type of language they created, where they showed the images in faces in profile, side profile, and different body parts and other objects in two dimension. The lines drawn by these artists became still fluid. The stylistic conventions of the preceding centuries were adopted. That means the artists, while they were creating a new kind of language or uniqueness for themselves, but they carried forward the stylistic techniques of the previous generation of mural art. Next comes the Nayaka painting. Nayaka painting flourished in the period 17th to 18th century. The few examples of Nayaka painting can be seen in Thiruparakunaram, Srirangam and Thiruvarur. Thiruparakunaram shows the painting that depicts scene from the lives of Bardhavan Mahavir. The features of Nayaka paintings are it shows the episodes from Mahabharata and Ramayana and in some places Krishna Lila. The Chidambaram temple shows the images of Shiva as Bhikshatana and Vishnu as Mohini. Nayaka painting is extension of Vijayanagar painting with minor modification. See, just before the Nayaka painting emerged, during the 13th and 14th century CE, Vijayanagar painting was flourishing. So, even in Nayaka period, people took inspiration from Vijayanagar type of mural painting and they made some minor modification to create a new form of painting. What were the few modifications? One of them was the male figure shown slim waisted but less heavy abdomen as compared to Vijayanagar style. So these are the small details which the artist changed, but majorly it was seen as an extension of Vijayanagar style. The last comes the Kerala murals. Kerala murals developed in the period 16th and 18th century. Again, the artist evolved a pictorial language and technique for their own while adopting few features of Vijayanagara and Nayaka style. Uh, Again, in Kerala mural paintings also they took the inspiration from Vijayanagara style and Nayaka style and added few features of their own and created a new style of painting. Even they took inspiration from contemporary traditions like Kathakali and Kalam Ezuthu. What is Kathakali? We all know the Kathakali is the classical dance of Kerala, where the dancers show a gigantic and magnificent, colorful decorations. So the paintings, mural paintings also show use of wild colors. So when we see the image of Kerala murals, we can see the impact of Kathakali style in the images. Even Kalam Ejuthu is a traditional ritual which is drawn on the floor of temple with different powders. They create an image before a particular worship is done. So the mural paintings also see the influence of these kind of traditional rituals. What are the features? The vibrant and luminous colors you can see in these images. The use of bold colors are seen in Kerala mural. Human figures are shown in 3 dimension. These murals can be seen in the walls of the shrine, temple and palaces. The narration and the story in these images are based on the local variation of Mahabharata and Ramayana. Uh, we see in Kerala local folk tradition different stories of Ramayana and Mahabharata uh, has been going on with some local mixture. I mean the local influence is there. So the images also show the local variation of Ramayana and Mahabharata. The sites of Kerala mural, as we saw, it was drawn on the shrine, temple, and palaces. So, few palaces where we can see Kerala mural is Dutch Palace in Kochi, Krishna Pural Palace, Padmanapura Palace. Which temples we can see these kind of images? One is Pundarikuram Krishna Temple. The below the second image of Krishna is from Pundarikuram Temple. Panayan Rakavu, Thirukodi Thanam, and Triparya Sri Ram Temple. See, Triparya, this image is from Sri Ram Temple, Triparya. So, these are broadly the later mural art paintings which evolved after the great Ajanta and Ellora cave paintings. But in the present time also, we see uses of different mural paintings. That means we can see in few parts of India still the practice of drawing images on wall continues. Few of the major examples are Pithoro in Rajasthan and Gujarat, Mithila Madhubani painting in Bihar, and Varli painting in Maharashtra. Let us see few of the images of contemporary mural paintings. See, this one is the Madhubani painting from Bihar. It is generally made by the woman and this particular image is from the Patna Junction. Now the government has uh, ordered decoration of the open walls in the Patna Junction and other areas. So this particular image is from Patna Junction. The second image is of Pithora mural, where the house wall is decorated with images of horse, elephant. So uh, Pithora painting, mural paintings is more of a ritual than the art form, because people draw, draw these paintings on their walls for thanking the god for good harvest, their health of their children, etc. So it has more of a ritual value. The third image is of Varli painting. It is famous in the Maharashtra and majorly used by the Gond tribe and Bhil tribe. See, you can see the image of Varli painting. You might see a resemblance from the Bhimbetka paintings. So these are the contemporary mural painting which is still going on. Even if you visit villages of West Bengal, Odisha, Bihar, you would see that local people still used to draw different images on their outside wall of their home. So the tradition of mural painting is still prevalent in different parts of the country. So with this, we come to an end of this small chapter on later mural trends. This chapter is important because many statements can be framed from this chapter regarding which painting is found in which period, or different South Indian uh, rulers who patronized what kind of painting. So this is a very small chapter, but often ignored by people. So you should read this, see the images from the NCERT. We tried to incorporate all the images here, but still you can see a few of the images to get a good understanding of these kind of paintings, and revise this chapter again and again, so that it has very few difficult terms. So you need not memorize these terms, but you should be familiar, so that after seeing the word you can identify from where from where you can relate the words, like the temple name and the painting's name. So these sites are important. So I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please subscribe to this channel. We get motivated when you new more people subscribe to us, so it gets us going, and we try to create these kind of short videos which are helpful for exam point of view. So thank you so much. We will be coming up with the next video on the temple architecture, which is the most important chapter on in fine arts NCERT. So thank you so much.